Hi, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Kingdom Creatives podcast. I'm your host, Flavia Beswick, and with us we have Oren Thomas. Welcome, Oren. It's your first time here. Really looking forward to this conversation.
Thanks, Flavia. Right. Thanks for having me.
No problem. So we're going to do a little icebreaker. I want you to use the first letter of your first name and describe yourself in 5 words using the first letter.
So 5 words including my name, or
using the first letter of your first name, you're going to use 5 words to describe yourself. So your O is the first letter. Describe yourself using 5 O words.
Objective. 5 O words. Wow. All right, that one is gonna be tough. If it is a 2, that's right. All right, so I am outstanding. That's the first word that comes to my mind. That's not
okay.
Wow, this is hard. I'm not one of those literary or lyrical creatives. I'm musical creatives. So this is hard for me. Open.
Okay.
Creatives are usually open. I'm not orange, so I can't say that. Well, Flavia, that was rough. 5.
What you gone so far? 2?
2.
Outstanding. Open.
Help me out, Phil. What else?
All right, let me think about it. Always a hard one, push. I'm thinking.
Obvious? No, that really makes sense.
All right. So tell you what. Think about it. Hopefully I remember. I'll come back to it and you tell me the remaining 3.
Yeah,
all right. Man. So the next thing, if you could use one song to sum up how you feel in this moment, like how your day's been going and stuff, which song comes to mind?
One song to describe how my day has been feeling. I feel good. The song
James
good.
Brown.
Na 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 na. Yeah, I feel good. I feel nice. Yeah.
Nice. I grew up on that song. Yeah. Well, we are going to get into some questions now. Again, you can let me know if anything is too sensitive. But I want to start off with just asking you to tell me about yourself. Where you grew up, your influences, why you chose music, stuff like that.
All right, so my name is Oren Thomas. I grew up in Kingston. So I was born in Manchester at Hargreaves Memorial. I grew up in Kingston though. I think I stayed in Mandeville for like 3 until I was 3. And then my family moved to Kingston. So I went to WIC. That's if you don't know, that's West Indies College. Yeah. And then we came to Kingston and then I went to Kingsway. So I went to Kingsway Prep. And then I went to Kingsway High. And then I went to George's for 1 year of 6th form.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to NCU. So that's my upbringing. I'm from a Christian home. My father is a pastor. My mom is a pastor's wife. My mom was a teacher actually. My mom used to teach me at Kingsway for some years. But yeah, my influences now, you mean in terms of life influences or musical influences?
Both, I guess. You can tell us about both.
In terms of life, I would say my family. My family has influenced me a lot. Like each member of my family, my brother, my sister, and my parents, my mom and dad. So they've influenced me. I don't really ever think I was greatly influenced socially, like by friends and so on, like peer
Mm-hmm.
pressure. It wasn't really a thing for me. Not that it wasn't at all, but
Yeah.
I think I value my family's opinion, or people that are very close to me. I value their
Mm-hmm.
opinion higher than anybody else. So I don't usually have a lot of societal influence outside of that. But in terms of musical influence now, um, wow, I have so many musical influences. Um, I don't even want to start listening. I have a lot of jazz influence. I'll just say the genres. I used to listen
Okay.
to a lot of gospel growing up, Christian home, so gospel.
Yeah.
Um, I would say one of my main ones are Kirk Franklin. I listen to a whole lot of Kirk Franklin. All I'm album them. I don't know them by name, but I know the songs there.
Mm-hmm.
So Kirk Franklin, I used to listen to a lot of jazz. I used to listen to a lot of jazz in like high school and maybe like first year of college. When I was younger, I used to listen to a lot of like rap and hip hop. So
Okay.
I was also influenced by that. Yeah. Eminem, Busta Rhymes, yeah. When I was like really, really little, so don't ask me how. They used to play a Christian home, but BET we used to have cable. Like 1 and 2 whenever you stop cable all the time. I don't know how. But
Don't
1 and 2
worry, I'm not
times
judging you.
yeah. Would I have cable and I see some songs from BET, so yeah, Busta Rhymes and Eminem and Ashanti, and we used to hear songs. So I guess you'd say that influenced me too. So right now, like when my students would ask me, I'm a teacher by the way. When my students would ask me, what's my favorite genre? I really don't have a favorite, because I listen to a lot of them. So yeah, I would say I've been influenced widely. And then I went to college and I studied classical music, so that was also another influence.
All right. And is music the only thing you studied at college?
No. Before I did music, I did a degree in information science, or IT, basically.
Oh, you're bright. No. Music alone for me. So question. Why choose it as a career? Seeing that you have you studied a totally different area. Why music instead of?
All right. I guess we can say this was one of the times where I was influenced by society. I never really had a lot of familial influence to study IT. But when I was deciding what to do, like when I had first enrolled, I first said, okay, I want to get to NCU. And I was signing up and choosing my major. I remember like people saying to me, it was either between IT and music, because when I went to sixth form, I wanted to the IT. So I knew that I was like interested in computers and tech and stuff like that. So I was like, I could do IT, but I love music. In high school, I was a school pianist. I used to play and, I play for little concerts here and there. So people used to know me as like the music guy. So it was between IT and music. But at that point, some people around me were saying like music is not lucrative and, it's not a stable job. You can't get a stable job in music and so on. So I was saying, based on that, and you're young and you're more easily influenced. I was like, well, I think it's gonna be IT. But then I think it was either my third year. I think my third year I started to realize, and then my final year, it was very, very clear. In my second year, I started to do a minor in music. And then I realized that instead of doing my IT work, like my major is IT and my minor is music. Instead of doing my IT work and whatever, I would just always be at the music building, in the music room, practicing.
Yeah.
So by third year, I was like, no, say I might consider this thing a little bit more strongly than a minor. And then the chairman at that time, Dr. Robertson, he was a very strong musical influence for me as well. He is now passed. Yes, he's fine. He was encouraging me to consider doing a bachelor's in music because they had an option where you could basically to get the bachelor's, it wasn't a lot more credits than the minor. Yeah. So I was like, so that not sound bad, double major and whatever. So I was like, all right. So I think it was like in my third year I realized, but then in my fourth year of IT, I was like, yo, I really go to the music thing because for me, the IT, it just wasn't it. So I realized that, at that point it was gonna be music for me.
Okay, so the IT felt more like the backup plan than the music.
Right, exactly.
All right. So question. I know you as a pianist, keyboardist. How did you end up in a group?
That's a good question. All right, so how did I end up in a group? The group started in 2016, so it was 2015. In 2015, I used to know Winston, but I met this guy. I would say I officially met him like the latter part of 2015. I used to see him on campus. So I used to play. I used to play stuff like that. And I would always see him like, looking at me and nodding his head or so. So I was like, I thought he was just like an admiring person, like, okay, this guy can play and thing. But I didn't know that he was like musical. I didn't know that he was understanding what I was doing until I think I saw like one of his multi-track things, and then I was like, oh, this guy is serious. Like he know what me I play. So when I look at me and I smile, it's not like, him play well. It's like, yo, I know I
heard what he did there.
Right. So I met him the latter part of 2015, and he made me hear an arrangement he did of not Jamaica Land of Beauty, the other one. I pledged my heart forever, the national school song. And for about 2 hours, I was just there question, like maybe I probably asked him like 5 or 6 times. I said, Winston, are you arrange this? Like, are you write it? Because he wrote out all the parts. At that time, he never used new score. I write any part. At that time, he never even used to do them thing there. Did I? No. He wrote out all the parts, and I was like, Winston, are you do this? And he said, yeah, man. I'm gonna say, Winston, you sure are you do this? I'm just going to believe. So after I heard that, I said to him, Winston, we'll have to find a group of guys that can sing this. And he sing Take 6 type songs and stuff like that, because I used to be interested in that kind of music. I mean, I wouldn't say I was a huge fan, but I always say and say, yo, them money are bad, them money are bad. And it would be really cool if we would find a set of guys that, it wouldn't have to be like, yo, I got to teach them parts, because in college I was involved in a lot of groups and musical things, and I would always have to be like teaching the parts and so. So I say, Winston, we want a group of guys where we not teach them parts. We can just send out the parts and then we'll just learn it and we'll just sing. So that was the idea behind the group I'm now in, a group of singers called Evince. And so I think we started talking about it late 2015, and then we spoke to the other members, and by 2016 we started.
And does Evince have a meaning?
Yes, Evince has a meaning. It means to convince, or to clearly show something, to clearly portray something. And what we hope Evince is Christ in our music and in our life.
All right. So question now, you say that you wanted a group that could sing like Take 6 songs, but Take 6 isn't necessarily gospel. So
Mhm.
I know that you guys are planning to release an EP and it's a gospel EP. Why gospel?
Why gospel? Because oh, why gospel? That's a good question. Let me tell you why. Because we wanted for our first project or our first project of this nature to be something that Adventists can listen to, or Christians, or something that people can listen to on Sabbath and not be like, oh, you can change this track. You understand? So
I know that
we were
feels.
actually considering, because it's going to be released around December time, to put like other Christmas carols and so non-religious, or you'd call them non-sacred songs. But then we're like, nah, I want it to be just something people can, listen to straight through. So they won't have to be like, all right, skip that track. You can't play that. So yeah.
The moving from Silent Night to Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Right. Yeah, no, we'll just stick to those straight.
All right. So question, what is one of the greatest challenges of being in a group with 6 different personalities? Or what is the group dynamics?
One of the greatest challenges is that it's 6 different people, and it's 6 different ideas, and as I said, 6 different personalities, and so we will all have different opinions. Sometimes we will agree, but I was gonna say most of the times we don't agree. That's not true. But a good amount of times we don't agree. So it's always maneuvering those differences and trying to find some compromise, trying to find some common ground where we can say, all right, we can do this, and this can work, and this can work. So I would say that's the most difficult part,
But I really do admire what you and the group you're trying to do right now, because to maintain a group from 2016, I've been a part of a group, more than one groups. Remember I don't know if you know, I was a part of Hillywell, and also a part of Key Influence. And before that, I was a part of, yes. So I knew when you used to be at some of the rehearsals, and I actually heard you and Karine sing the prayer one time when we were waiting on rehearsal to start. So that's how I know you can sing. So, but that was like years ago. So like, I know the dynamics that comes with being in groups and how to sustain it. That's not the easiest thing to do. So what you guys are doing, I really admire it, and I hope you keep going. And especially this step that you're taking to release something that's recorded. It is something that I would suggest to any group, even individual, have something that is recorded, because even if the group doesn't make it long term, at least there'll be something to say, hey, I was a part of this.
Yeah. So, hey, look what we did, and something that you'll be proud of,
Yeah. So I love what you guys are doing, and you already know that I think you guys sound awesome. So I'll just say to those who are listening, when the EP drops, make sure that you listen to it. The arrangements, I think you need to say it a little bit louder so that they can hear you.
Yeah, man, people, get it. I'm not just saying this because I'm a part of the group, but I listen to the songs almost every day because I enjoy them so much. I did one of the arrangements, but they're all original arrangements. So trust me, they're really nice, really nice. So get it.
And where will it be available though?
It will be available on all streaming platforms. So Flavia, my good friend Flavia, was it this year? Yeah, man, it was this year. She was saying to me, Oren, we need to get my Spotify and them things in. And I said, yeah, man, Flavia, we're working on it, we're working on it. So we took her advice and we said, all right, we're gonna release it on all platforms. So It will be available everywhere on all digital platforms, and we'll also be selling it. I guess you can say virtually as a package, one of our package deals in the VIP package. So if you purchase the VIP package for our concert, you'll also get the EP along with it if you don't want to stream it.
And how do you purchase the different packages?
All right, so to purchase the different packages, the current option that we have right now is face-to-face. So if you see one of the group members or one of our, what do you call it, authorized sellers, so the group members are the family members of the group members. That's currently how we're doing it right now, because that's how things are. Then you can just give us the cash and we'll get you the ticket. Or you can do your deposit online. You can do a direct deposit online. I don't remember Brendan's account number, but I know my account number. So the account number it's a Scotia Bank savings account number 000914671. You do a direct deposit and you'll see the payment and you'll get an email and everything with your confirmation.
Repeat it so that they can't say that they didn't hear it.
000914671. And make sure you put in the 000 because sometimes it's kind of weird. You have to put in like 9 digits or something like that.
Yeah. So, diverting a little bit, have you ever been in a situation as a musician where you just felt like, sure, I'm not doing this anymore now? And how did you maneuver?
Sorry.
As a musician, like, have you ever been at that place where you just, you know what, this is not for me? As much as I can play and stuff, I'm just done.
With music?
Have you ever been at that place? Yeah, with music.
No.
So the love has always been there and has never left.
I may say, let me say this. At one point during college, I was considering not getting the degree because I was facing a whole lot of problems. I had a whole lot of issues. We could have done one entire episode or maybe 2 and the problems that it took for me to. Let's just say this. I finished my courses. I finished the music courses in 2018. I finished the requirements for the program in 2019. Meaning I did my senior recital. You will know about that. I did my senior recital by 2019. And so you're supposed to do a senior recital by the time you finished it. But my senior recital was late because of the problem. So I finished all the requirements by 2019. And I graduated with my degree this year, 2021. So you can just imagine that will give you an idea as to what the problems were. So yeah, at one point I did give up on getting the degree, but I wouldn't say I gave up on music.
So
I always knew I was gonna do it. I was just like, I don't need a degree to do music.
Well, that's true. But what kept you in the program?
2 things. I would say my parents, just remembering, how much they would have pushed me and how much money they spend, to get me through school and stuff. And 2, just, I guess I can say common sense. Like me, I say, but I'm done everything, so I'm gonna have my papers fee. Like, at one point, people just lick me and I say, no, alright, so what you do really don't make no sense. You really are gonna lift your degree and you don't. I don't like say they have one. I don't like somebody have one more course to do or nothing else to do. It was literally just to go and mad up people and basically get it. So,
and just get the paper.
Yeah, so common sense prevail, as Jamaicans say.
All right. And I'm sure you feel better now that you have it.
I do.
What's one of your greatest pet peeves as a musician?
One.
All right, if you want name 3.
All right, all right. This is a very good question. Um, all right, one, and I have to be very careful when I say this. People that think they know music but don't know music. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what I'm talking about, yeah?
Uh-huh.
That's one. I would say that's the real. But two, no, it would fall under the same category. It fall under the same category, man. So yeah, we'll just keep it that one. People that think they know music but don't. And like, all right. So it will lead to activities such as like giving you advice, like, oh, you should do this and so on. So it will lead to things such as giving advice. It will lead to them trying to push some opinions on you, like what like how well they should be doing and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
like a kind of high sense of entitlement. So it's just like I've heard some very interesting stuff from people that I would say they shouldn't be thinking of themselves at that level. But yeah,
That's a nice way of
for
putting
me
it.
that's a pet peeve. Yeah, man. That's a big pet peeve, especially because they I mean, I take this very seriously, right? So music is my living. This is what I do as a profession. So anytime I see anybody calling themselves a musician and that they haven't put in the work or the effort or the time or anything to get to the level that I know other musicians such as yourself or like Adele or Rhoda, people that work to really get where they are, is just like nah. I don't like seeing that. But hey, it is what it is. It is what it is.
All right. And to wrap up, two things. What would you say to somebody? Because I realized you said one of the things that's dear to your heart is finding balance. So what would you say to somebody who is trying to find balance in their life with all the things that they're doing as a creative and as an individual, because it's adulting thing isn't so easy. What would you say to that person, as well as somebody else who's listening? What would you say to them if they want to pursue a career in music?
All right.
So the first one is balance. The other one is pursuing a career in music.
All right. So I guess this would be more geared towards working class, right? Finding balance.
Whatever comes to mind.
Okay, well, I guess I can say this for anybody, whether it's like school, people that are in school, or people that are working, or people that are working and in school. Establish routines. As creatives, or as a creative, that may be difficult, or it may be like kind of against your personality type, because I find that most creatives that I tend to work with, and people will say this, like they're usually disorganized or messy, because that's where creative stuff happens. But you can still, I would say this, we can still, or I've found this for myself, I can induce the creative spirit in order. So even though it may be kind of sometimes difficult to just say, all right, I'll go write a song now, or all right, I'll go do an arrangement now. You can. All right, I would say you can, because I guess I know how to. But the routine is very important. The routine is very important in keeping balance, because you don't want to get to a place where you're doing very well, or at least for me, doing very well in one area. So, for example, let's say you're very health conscious and you exercise a lot, so you're well and you eat and whatever, but your relationships are failing. Or you're doing very well in your relationships, but you're not eating right. So there has to be a balance. For me, that's one of the highest principles, finding balance in everything. So you spend time eating healthy, exercise, and these things is not a lot it need, not a lot it need. It's just daily maintenance. It only need a lot when things get out of hand. So try to find a routine. Establish a routine that works for you. Find a favorite place to work. So you say, all right, I'll go do some work. You do it at this field. Keep things separate. So some people might work on their bed. I used to do that, by the way, to work on my bed. So no, I got set up a workstation.
Them
so
send it for me.
Keep work where work is. Huh?
Them send it for me.
You used to do that too?
I still work on my bed.
Yeah. I still do too. But I try not to, because definitely, for me at least,
separate it.
It's better. Right. So you say, all right, I go to work here. So you do work. So establish your routine. Establish routines that work for you, and try as best as possible to stick to them. I guess that's all I can say.
All right. So you just suggested that we should get into a routine. Easier said than done. So can you give us an example of what your routine is on a regular day?
All right. So you're definitely right. It is easier said than done. My routine. I'll tell you my routine, and then I'll say something else that I hope will be useful. My routines, I'm a teacher. I teach at Manchester High School, the supreme home of champions. So I'll get up. I have breakfast. Most of my classes start at 10. So I'd usually get up by about 9. And the day that my class starts at 9, I get up probably like 8. So, I get up on Sunday and then I'll go back to bed. It's COVID, baby. So, but my classes start at 10, so I don't need to be up. So I teach my classes. Most of my classes end at 2. So by 2 o'clock, I'll be done for the day. And I know I have a very, very flexible routine. So my advice may not be practical for a lot of people. But that is my routine. So by 2 o'clock, now most of the time I'm doing Evince work. So concert planning, marketing, coming up with ideas, contacting whatever needs to be done. From 2 to maybe about 4. At 11 I would eat, because I have lunchtime at 11, so I forgot that.
Okay.
And then I'd eat supper maybe around 5:30, or sometimes later than that, depending on. So my routine is set.
I was going to say something. I was going to trouble you a while ago and said that's how you know that you grew in a stable household, because you said supper. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. It's fine.
So, sometimes I dinner too. Sometimes I dinner. Around that time, and then I doing a DPed as well. I doing a teaching degree, so I have class from 5:30 to 8:30. So with that, my routine is pretty set. So 10 to 2 Manchester High time, 2 to 5 Evince time, 5 to 8:30 Diped time. And then after 8:30, my brain tired. After 8:30 is just lying down, relax, rest, and get ready for bed.
Let me trouble you now. Do you practice?
Most of the times I end up. Do I practice? No! I don't practice again. I don't. Anytime. I now that's my life. I don't practice. No,
I was waiting to hear practicing the routine because
very, very bad.
Man. Woo. Yeah.
That has really suffered. Since college, now I'm time to practice again.
College, teaching. What is practice? I'm going to work on it though, because I'm supposed to start teaching guitar lessons, and I cannot teach guitar lessons if, I'm not in proper shape. Right. So I have to go back to like stuff that I would usually do. But in every challenge, there's growth to take place. So I am going to work on myself. Yes, I'm going to be a good adult. Anyway.
Yeah, man, it's rough sometimes, but.
And for the next part of the question.
But I wanted to say something though.
All right, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my routine is very flexible. So for somebody who would have another routine like a 9 to 5, and I know now it's COVID time, so you might be working from home and so on. And so it might be pretty flexible. What I try to do is, I heard this sometime this week, stick to tasks. Instead of sticking to like a time-oriented thing where I have to work for 2 hours, stick to task-oriented items. So finish this. And don't try and set out to accomplish 10 things in one day. That's why a lot of people fail. Because they have too much things to do, and then they say, boy, I can't do all of this, and then they end up not getting one done. So stick to 2 things. Get this done and get this done. That's what I do. Two things. And then when you finish, you'll get a little, what you call it? Dopamine boost or thing, and I completed a task, and you'll feel motivated to do more. So most of the times when I set 2 things to do, I usually get 4 or 5 things done by the end of the day.
That's a very good point. A very good point. For me, especially where that is concerned, I have to write it down and put it on the whiteboard. If I don't see it's very hard to keep track of everything. As much as we do everything on our devices, I'm still a sucker for notebooks and I have to write it down and have it big and bold in front of me. But that's a very good point. And so for the next part of the question, what would you say to somebody who wants to go into music as a career, whether teaching or as a performer?
Do it. If you want to do it, do it. Just do it. Do it. Do not let society or your parents or whatever it is tell you, say, oh, do what you want to do. If I had done that, I'd be the most miserable. I'd probably, maybe not the most miserable, because I find myself to be pretty cheerful. But I'm sure I'd be very unhappy. And I don't like that for myself, and I don't like that for people. So I would say do the thing that your purpose is found in. And for me, my purpose is found in music. And so I could not do anything else. So if that's what you want to do.
And you just answered my final question for you, if you feel like you found your purpose. Definitely. And so with that, that's good. And so with that, I just want to say thank you so much for being a part of the Kingdom Creatives podcast. It was good talking to you. And again, everybody, make sure that you tune into the concert. I'll be on it as well. Yeah. And of course, they'll be releasing their EP. Give them all the information so that they have it at the forefront of their minds before they leave.
All right, so remember to get your tickets. You can get your tickets face to face by giving any one of the group members, or you can do your direct deposit online. We're also working on another option, but you'll hear about that shortly. I don't want to say it before it is set up. So direct deposit to Scotiabank savings account number 000914671. You can purchase either the standard ticket, that's the concert only, VIP ticket, that's the concert and the EP, or the Ultra VIP, prestigious Ultra VIP ticket, where you get the concert, the EP, and behind the scenes footage. So what went on to make up production and so on. And I suggest you get that one because it's cheaper. It's the cheapest. It's the most reasonable deal. You know what
when you put everything together.
Right. So it's the most reasonable deal. So yeah, December 19, 5 p.m. Evince, Glory to the King, featuring performances by D, Flavia Basic, D, Malik,
tell them the others,
Isabella, and
Rhoda,
MCs, DL, and Basilia Barnaby Cup. Guys, it's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good.
And how can they reach out to you to set up the payment and stuff? Is there an email address? Is there Instagram account?
Yes, you can message us on IG. You can follow us on all social platforms at Evince Sextet. You can message us on IG. You can email us at Evince Sextet. That's EVINCESEX. Yes, the word sex is in it. Sextet is a group of 6 people. Sextet@gmail.com. So shoot us an email if you have any questions. We'll answer them, or you can message us, DM us on IG.
All right. So there you have it, people. You don't want to miss it. Myself, Malik Hamilton, Rhoda Isabella, and of course, Evince with their EP launch. It's going to be great. So make sure that you get your tickets and you tune in. Is there anything you want to share before we leave?
Well, I just want to thank you, Flavia, for having me. It was really a pleasure.
No problem.
And yeah, get your tickets, guys. Get your tickets.
All right, so that's it, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were blessed. I hope you learned something, especially that balance section, you know. Be task oriented if you're finding a challenge, being time oriented. Oren, I am now teaching theater arts for grade 11 and grade 10.
As well as music.
As well as music.
They don't pay me enough for that. They don't pay me enough.
So, this whole balance thing, man. So, I really do hope it reached someone, and I hope it can help you to have a more fulfilling life. As well as, you know, I just hope it was enjoyable to you to listen to. God bless you all. Thank you for joining again. And thanks, Oren, for being here. Have a great day, everyone. God bless you. Bye.
You make a way. That of the final say.